challenge of our lives. It's the NBA Finals. You know, you're trying to win the first NBA championship in franchise history.
So, I got a story to tell. And this one, about the 2023 Denver Nuggets and how a dream all started by a little kid out of Serbia, Nikola Jokic.
Two things you only dreamed would come together. A delicious cheesy quesadilla.
With the 41st pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Nikola Jokic from Sombor, Serbia. He last played for Mega Vizura in Serbia.
Man, they did my boy dirty. I even like the Taco Bell quesarito anyway. But now the stage was set. But it wasn't for Jokic, not the kid from Serbia. You see, the Nuggets were still dealing with a hangover after training their cornerstone, their savior, their centerpiece when he wanted out, Carmelo Anthony. He no longer wanted in. They went 3 seasons straight at this point of below 500 seasons. But this draft meant something to him. In round 1, they selected Nurkic. He was supposed to be the next cornerstone of this franchise. Take us to the next level. But they spent time with Jokic. They convinced him to stay in the US, play basketball here, and the kid kept getting better. First season, only 10 points, 7 rebounds. Second season, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists per game. He was improving. Maybe they had something. And with Nurkic, only 62 games his first season, 32 games the next seasons, plagued by injuries, the decision was made. They would have to roll with the Serbia kid. But they were okay with that. And then they would just slowly start to progress and get better. They had something. And then the following year,
the Denver Nuggets select Jamal Murray from Kitchener, Canada, and the University of Kentucky.
Here's John Calipari, who has another lottery pick.
Now for Jamal, felt like he shot out of a cannon. First season, playing all 82 games. Next season, he was on his way. So the Nuggets had something. They had their duo. Now, there was questions about Jokic, his defense, how committed to the game, and the Nuggets tried the duo thing before. Yeah. Some great teams, right? We got far, but usually never out of that first round. But you see, the game was changing. It wasn't about a big two anymore. I mean, you had LeBron and the Heat, big three. Had the Warriors, big three. You needed a big three if you were going to win the championship. Man, just when you thought you had something, right? Have to go back to the drawing board. But we're building something. We're building a culture. Something special was on the rise.
2018 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select Michael Porter Jr. from the University of Missouri.
Man, all I can say is it's a blessing. You know, I'm not entitled to this. Everything's a blessing, and I'm so excited. You know, my path was different, a little different than everybody else's, but I'm gonna make sure that this pick is this organization's best pick they've ever made.
You said one of the big questions that you had to answer throughout the draft process was, will you be able to have a long playing career? How would you address that question right now?
I have no concerns, man. I'm just happy to be with the team that, you know, believes in me. You know, like I said, I don't feel entitled to this. It's a blessing. I'm happy to be a Denver Nuggets.
So many questions about Michael Porter, but the Nuggets got a steal. They had their big three. And just in Michael Porter's second season, which would be the bubble season, the bubble Nuggets, I gotta work on a name there. And the Nuggets would go ahead and do the unthinkable. 2-3-1 comebacks. Amazing. And with additions to the team, such as Paul Millsap, stables in the culture like Gary Harris and Monte Morris, the Nuggets were on their way. But what made it all so much greater? That's right, y'all. The Nuggets put the NBA world on notice. They were here. They were here to stay. But it wasn't to be in the year 2020. The Lakers went on to defeat the Denver Nuggets. But the Nuggets felt good about themselves. They knew they had their team, they had their squad. And next season, tragedy would strike.
Got hit, and this is going to be Golden State ball. And Murray's down and hurt. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Oh, Jamal Murray is in massive pain.
Now when Jamal got hurt, I felt like Debo stole my chain. I cried in the car for a few days. I mean, it hurt. The Nuggets had just put the NBA world on notice, and now felt like we're back at square one. But the Nuggets didn't sit pat over the course of 2 years. You see, they had guys like Gary Harris, Monte Morris, Paul Millsap, Will Barton that turned around the culture of this team. But the Nuggets knew if they were going to be NBA champions, they had to get better. And that's what they did. You see, they added Aaron Gordon, a stopper, a scorer. And over the course of those 2 years, something else happened.
He was good last year, and he's even better this year.
He's the best basketball player in the world.
NBA history in the making.
This guy is intense. He's competitive.
He has so much in the bag. He'll take the three. Got it off the time. Yes!
Whatever I need to do on the floor to win a game, that's what I'm trying to do. I just want to win every game possible.
Jokic out to Morris, the three to win, and he got it!
Big fella been clutch all season long, man.
Tate inside block! Nikola Jokic blocked the ball! Not today, buddy! And the Nuggets have the W!
What Nikola Jokic has done this year with this team, with everything we've had to go through, is incredible.
Yeah, that's right. Not one, not two, not three. I'm just playing with y'all. It was back-to-back MVPs for my guy Nikola Jokic. My man put a stamp on this league. But with some early round exits in the playoffs, that did come with a lot of opinions. Everyone has something to say. Well, you'll see.
The rest of the rundown. DeMonte, sorry about your prep about CP3's legacy and the Mavs to the finals. We're not doing any. Okay. We're just going to spend 10 minutes right now, and I'm going to give the cogent final Nikola Jokic take. Because of my being, that history is going to judge this opinion favorably.
Anthony Davis over Jokic.
Talking about Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets is not good for ratings, folks.
He's boring to me. And I've been saying it since day one.
It's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Steve Nash, Jokic, Dirk Nowitzki. What do those guys have in common?
Is there anything that
I've never seen a disconnect like this where a guy monopolizes the MVP, and yet he floats in and out of my top 5 at like 5.
He gets picked 7th in the All-Star game every year. Nobody thinks he's the number 1 bucket guy in the league. He's the best player in the league.
Now, as much as I want to clown my man Shaggy from Nick Wright, I got love for you. It's all love, man. He was right. The Nuggets had early round playoffs. But I think the one thing that everyone overlooked, our guy, our closer, Murray, was coming back. Not only was Murray coming back, Jokic just kept getting better. See, the Nuggets would also add guys such as KCP and Bruce Brown. But it all started with number 27 in the road to come back.
They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Rocky Mountains, the little respect that we get, and you can sit there and fight it and complain about it, or you can just embrace who we are and what we have. And I'd rather not waste time on all the pundits who count us out or don't give us the respect that we deserve as a team and everything that we've done. But there's one thing we haven't done, and until we win a championship, people are going to keep saying that about us. So that's what drives us home, is winning a championship.
That's right, y'all. Jamal was back. And in this comeback year, the Nuggets would have a year of firsts. They would be the number 1 seed for the first time. and make sure that they had home court advantage for the playoffs. The Nuggets would go head on and steamroll past the Minnesota Timberwolves. But that was much deeper. You see, he had to pass guys like Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns that always gave Jokic trouble. Not this year. The Nuggets would go head on against the Phoenix Suns. That was a great series. The Phoenix Suns would go ahead and tie the series 2-2 and put some pressure on the Nuggets, but the Nuggets would surpass them. And then came LeBron and AD, and let me tell you, that unibrow had me a little bit nervous. But now my man Jokic, you see, he had the 1-2 shuffle, Jamal looking great, Porter looking good. The Nuggets would not win 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 straight against the Los Angeles Lakers, eliminating them on their home floor. So after the long wait and all the losing seasons, the Nuggets have finally made the NBA Finals. But we wanted more. Now, game 1 of the NBA Finals, that went all according to script, just like the rest of the NBA playoffs. The Nuggets would go ahead and take game 1. But the Brazilian Heat wouldn't stay down. They would take game 2. That's when Jokic and Murray would go ahead and set numbers that hasn't been seen since Kobe and Shaq, and nearly averaging a triple-double. I mean, literally, they surpassed those numbers of Kobe and Shaq. And with help from guys like Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Christian Braun, the Nuggets, well, they were ready to go.
Any closeout game is human nature, and fighting against them. We've been down 3-1 before, and we've come back and won. And we know anything is possible. They're desperate, we have to be more desperate. They're hungry, we have to be hungrier. And my hope is that our players understand the opportunity in front of them and take full advantage.
Brian Strus back to Lowry. There it is, three-pointer. Won't go. Rebound, call off Pope. They're not going to foul. The Heat will let it play out. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
The Denver Nuggets have defeated the Miami Heat 4-1. They were the 2023 NBA champions. So what is the story about? I mean, is it the unexpected like Jokic, some kid from Serbia? Is it a comeback story like Murray? Is it the unexpected like Bruce Brown? Is it about grit like Aaron Gordon? Or is it about being a savvy old vet like KCP? Well, it's all of those things. And never giving up. Your champions, the Denver Nuggets.